What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. Are my lights on? Son of a bitch. I gotta start double checking that. I've been doing that a lot lately. Leaving them lights on, whether it's the fog lights or the headlights, the switch. I have it on auto. Sometimes I turn the lights on and it springs back. So I'm glad I came out and seen that. That makes no sense. See, it should be off. What the hell's going on here? I might have a little issue. Huh, it's weird. Alright, well, I'm glad I seen that. Let me start this thing up, make sure my battery didn't die. This truck's a mess. Everything's a mess. One thing I'm not good at is multitasking. I'm either able to get work done on a vehicle and make a mess while I'm doing it, and I'm not able to keep things in order. I gotta work on that. Anyway, today I'm going to put the engine back together. I'm going to flush out the radiator system, and I am going to go ahead and get this thing cut off out of the way. It's giving me problems. I can't get it. I think that aluminum against the steel is what's making that bolt stick. So I'm going to cut that off and give me some more room to play with it. I'm going to go ahead and get these slack adjusters off. What else? I'm probably going to go ahead and finish the first coat of paint. I got new pads I got to go pick up here sometime today. I got new wheel seals, so I don't know how far I'm going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and start on getting this fan air line off because it was so hot. I'm going to back up. I have no room to get by. Let me go around the long way here. I have the fan line that allows me to turn the fan on and off. Well, the air line is so dry rotted because it got hot and it was close to the exhaust. It just snapped in half in a couple places. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off first and to go get that part first. So I have it. I went ahead and covered that up. I just didn't want any water getting down in here anymore. The funny thing is, this wire right here, I went ahead and reloomed that. That goes back behind for the speed sensor. This wire here, okay, it goes all the way to here, wrapped all the way around the air compressor, back towards the front, and it attached to this guy. So instead of having it here, down to here, and went all the way and wrapped. So I don't know what is up with that. There's two wires in the top one, and it attaches to this one, two wires, okay? Let me say that wrong. The top one has one wire coming out of this loom so far. So I got to figure out what the hell is going on and why this one has two wires. So I want to see if one of these wires maybe is supposed to be connected to that one. So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap these up and put them aside for now. I'm going to hook it up the way it was, and I'm going to have to do some investigations on what that wire down there is, because there's nothing connected to it. Like I said, this wire was about right here in the center. Is about right here, zip tied to this guy up here, connected to this one with one wire. So I wonder if this wire goes connected to that and a wire down here, because that's the only one I seen that's missing. So this is something else I gotta learn, but that's what it's about. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this thing ready, inspected. I want everything to work the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and hook the air inlets back up to the turbo, hook all the coolant lines back up. I'm not going to hook the exhaust up. That's in process of being turned into a dual. So I'm just gonna fire this bad boy up and wash out the coolant system. I'm going to use Dawn Platinum. I'm going to fill it up and add about an inch of Dawn Platinum out of the bottle about 3 times, and I'm going to keep flushing that bad boy, and I'm going to go ahead and add the red stuff. Right now we got the green stuff in there. So that's going to be my process today. So right now I'm going to go ahead, let me go walk around the long way again. I'm about to back his truck up. So what I gotta replace is, this is what I'm talking about here. This line, so hot and brittle, goes down here into the back of that fan line right there, and it goes all the way up to here. This is it here. I just snapped that bad boy in half, and it goes to right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start on that, and I'll let you guys know what my progress is here in a little bit. Thank you. Alright, so I just got back from Napa. Got me a new hose made, and I'm very happy that I didn't have a problem, because that coming down to a 90-degree angle, I easily could have snapped that off there. And it's about 6 inches long, so I'm glad it came off easy. I'm surprised, because I always have problems with that stuff. I did heat it up just a little bit. Came off pretty easy from the firewall. It cost me $51 out the door for this hose. This time I'm actually going to make sure everything's ran correctly. You can see the little legs here to keep everything away from the heat is just hanging. So this wire needs replaced. The rest of it looks alright. Got pretty hot, but as far as the wire and stuff goes, it looks fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add that new hose on, and start putting these guys on so I can idle this thing and get the antifreeze washed out a few times with Dawn Platinum. And after that, I'm either going to go ahead and change the oil. I don't have nothing to put the old oil in yet, or I might go ahead and start working on the back some more. I don't know yet. So let me go ahead and get this airline put back on. I'd like to take a video of it. I don't have a tripod with me now, but I'll go ahead and put it back on and come back to you guys. I just got to bring it through. There's a couple of these guys, looms, holds it nice and tight towards the frame. So let me get at it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I'm going to have to go ahead and replace these belts as well. They're all dry rot. And yeah, man, it's pretty stressful just getting this thing ready. I just keep telling myself it's going to pay for itself in the end. Just the parts and the price for your insurance it's going to take. Right now I just pay $50 a month on insurance, just like a bobtail insurance. I haven't even went and got the title transferred. It is in my name, it's notarized, but it's not in PA yet, so I got to fork out money for that. But it's coming along. I just keep telling myself it's going to pay me back in the long run. So it's something I've always wanted to do. The way I look at it, I could be spending my money on bad stuff, and I'm not, so I'm going to keep going. I'm in too deep now to turn back. Alright, let me get at it and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, well, so far I kind of just got this temporarily routed this way. I went and bought some of this from Napa. I'm going to go ahead and make my own hose and wire hanger to keep it away from the heat. Kind of like these things here, you know. These here wire hangers, like this one, it's not where it's supposed to be. At least it's there. I can go ahead and mount that. What it does is it keeps it held in a straight line away from the engine, away from the heat. So I just kind of have it temporarily like this. I'm getting all the hoses back together. I'm going to fire this thing up today and continue doing the antifreeze wash. I got green stuff in there. I'm going to get the red stuff in there. I'm going to go ahead and wash it out 3 times with the platinum, Dawn Platinum, and I'm going to do it with the old filter on. And when I rinse it out, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and rinse it once with a new filter and replace the filter, or what. I'm going to call a couple buddies and get their opinion on that. But I'm almost there. Just connected this shit. And I'll tell you what, man, doing this by yourself, even though it's not a hard job, it's just kind of depressing, man. It just feels like the job that you're doing is taking longer than it's supposed to. But it is what it is. I just can never find anybody to help me, you know what I mean? I got a buddy coming down today, hopefully, but he's working, so if he don't make it, I'm not going to hold it against him. It's going to help me make a list on the exhaust. So yeah, I'm putting the clamps on now, hooking everything back up, and I just got to hook the terminals back up to the battery. Got to get those all hooked back up there and get her fired up. I disconnected them. I didn't want them to be connected for no reason. And after I get this cleaned out, I'm going to take them batteries out and clean them all up and have them all tested. I got 2 brand new ones, standbys, which I don't even need the ones I have in there, obviously, because I ain't doing much but working on the damn thing all the time. But I'll get there. Sometimes you feel like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's coming. So I'm going to continue on hooking these hoses up, hooking the batteries up, and we'll get a video of it idling. Check for leaks. Alright, so I got all the air hooked up to the turbo. I'm not hooking the exhaust side up or the air filter. Alright, now what I did do is I took my air hose here and made sure there was no dust on top or around the engine. The last thing you want to do is fire this engine up and have a whole bunch of dust blow right in this thing. And so yeah, I'm being lazy, but I did at least do that. So I'm going to go ahead and blow it off one more time. This fan shouldn't come on right away anyway. I don't know, maybe it will, but at least I know there's not going to be any dust. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put the 90 degree on facing this way to help prevent it. I just don't want to hook all that up because I'm going to have to take it all back off right away after I do this step. So I'm going to go ahead and get the batteries hooked up and put the camera on and let you guys see it fire up. Ooh, so exciting! Alright, so when you hook a negative to when it's supposed to be a positive, it will drain your battery quicker and shit. And I did that. However, I was careful, so I put it on and I made sure it didn't spark, which it did, and I checked for heat and all that. Long story short, I drained the batteries a little bit, so I put it on charge, and it will turn over now. Checked all the fuses, checked everything out, everything's fine. I put some Dawn Platinum in there, getting ready to fill it up for the first time. I got everything out of the way. Made sure I blew all the dust off, so whenever I start it, dust ain't flying everywhere because I don't have my filter hooked up. Got this guy here coming out this way instead of that being wide open, just in case there is a little bit of dust. So right now I'm getting ready to fill this up. Thank God the hose reaches all the way, because I thought I was going to have to hook up the pressure washer and just use that as extension, but I don't. So I am going to go ahead and fill this up, and then I'll record it starting for the first time in a couple months. Hopefully everything goes good, hopefully no leaks, and I'm going to do this probably a few times, and then after that I need to go pick up the birds, my daughter's birds, from Mama's house, and but I want to do this first while I still got daylight. But at the same time I need to do it while it's kind of warm out, because these birds got eggs in the nest, and I got to put the cage in the back of the truck and put a big blanket so the wind don't blow it, and I don't want to disturb the nest, all this crazy shit. Today's a nice day, so we kind of got to do it today. So let me get this filled up and I'll go from there. Alright, well, I don't have a tripod, so I'm just going to kind of hold this in my hand. Let me walk around and make sure there's nothing in the way when I fire this thing up. Alright, that's still going to be alright. This is okay. This should be alright for now. Alright. That's out of the way. Alright, let's get this thing fired up, and I'm going to let it run for like 30 seconds. I'm going to shut it off, open the fill cap, and add some more if there's any air bubbles in there. And I'm going to let it run, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, let it get warmed up. We want that Dawn dish soap to run through the whole system really good. And that back heater, I'm pretty sure that when I emptied this, there's still a good bit of green in there, so I'm gonna have to, like I said, do this a few times. So cross our fingers here and let's get this thing fired up. Oop. All right. That line in the back because I didn't put my extenders on. Back here, I went ahead and shut the valve off to dump this suspension, so that's why I don't have any air coming through these lines. Now, if I go ahead and open that and fill these airbags back up, obviously I'm going to have air blowing everywhere because I don't have airbags. So let me let it run for a little bit and check it for air bubbles. This guy here I have loose because it's not straight, but this pulls sees, so it's tightened up and feel alright. That's why you see the play in that belt. Looking good, looking good. Stick. I got that disconnected. That's okay. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. I'm gonna throw a zip tie on there real quick. I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put the piece on here so it exhausts out this way instead of towards the firewall and under the cab. And this air line is for the high and low shift. That guy right there. So I'm going to block it off. And there's something else. Let me see where that other one is. So I went ahead and shut the engine off. Pulled out the first gallon. Let's take a look at it here. Ooh, yeah. Getting all that dirt and grime out of there, boys. Old Dawn Platinum. Yeah, buddy. I'm going ahead and catching it 1 gallon at a time. And after that, a couple times, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Somebody previously put the kit on there. Luckily, I had half the kit, so I'm going to hook the hose of this, flush it out through these lines as well. I'm going to keep doing that for a few times. I'm going to probably do this in the next couple hours. I want it clear as possible, and then I'll go ahead and change that antifreeze filter and fill it up with the red stuff. Alright, let me get at it. Alright, well, so far so good. I have been through 2 washouts so far, and I'm going to go ahead and do probably 1 or 2 more. This guy's here from previous owner, which is nice. There's a kit you hook up to your coolant, or your coolant line for your heater core, and you hook this guy up to a hose. Well, half the kit's here, but luckily I have the other half. So I'm going to do it a couple more times. Then I'm going to hook my hose up to this guy in reverse flow. So I'm going to have this thing done tonight. I'm going to have everything cleaned out, and I'm going to put my red antifreeze in. So it's pretty exciting. But it's coming pretty good. Work it. Oh, getting all that grime out, boys. 1 gallon at a time. That's right. That's right. Going to clean up this neighborhood 1 gallon at a time. Woohoo! Lucky horseshoe. Lucky horseshoe. Don't tell Christian. It's his. Cleaned on this show. Alright, well, you guys seen what it looked like. Definitely a lot cleaner. Like I said, you seen what it looked like the first time. Still haven't changed the filter out yet. I'm gonna go grab it now. I just want to make sure this is all water and Dawn dish soap, so I'm just letting it go on the ground. It's all safe, guys. Don't make a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Maybe flush it without that on there. I just want to make sure I got at least 85%, 90% of the water out there, and then I'm going to put the red stuff in, and I'll be done. Tomorrow I'm going to go back and start working on the rear end. I'm going to continue on taking off the cams, put them aside, taking off the shocks, put them aside because they're still good, they're still like brand new. So I'm going to put those aside for sure. I'm going to get this guy off here, torque bar. I'm going to take this one off, just want them out of the way so I can have more room to sling that brush. I'm not painting it, or I'm not spraying it. I'm going to brush everything. I want to spray it, but I just don't want to waste none of it, so I'm going to go ahead and brush it. And probably before I brush it, I'm going to go ahead and change the bushing on that side, because that's the only one that needs it. And that's it. Got the brake pads. I'm going to go here in a couple hours to pick them up. And pick up the wheel sills. And right now I'm going to start cleaning up after I get this filter on, get the red stuff in there, and I'm going to call it a day. Pretty nasty. guys. As you can see, I'm dirty. Got grease all over my face. I wore sandals because I didn't feel like getting my sneakers, aka tennis shoes, dirty. So I'm getting ready to go up there on the side of the house, wash off. I got the new filter. Got a couple gallons of the new antifreeze in there. I went ahead and locked everything up, put the tools away. The mosquitoes were out in a big bundle, and they were flying in like different areas all around, so I didn't feel like getting bit. So I kind of just stopped filling up the coolant. I filled up 6 gallons, and that red bucket is another 5 gallons. So I'm going to finish that tomorrow, let it run, let it idle, check it, make sure there's no air bubbles, and continue on doing the next little job, which is working on a frame. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.